Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Back in the den right now. Shouts out to Moves Media, my partners. Man, I got a guest in the building. Real, what do you call it? Serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Love that phrase, bro. Shouts out to Big North, man. He put me on game with homie. And, man, bro, I was intrigued by the first 30 seconds of the phone call we had. Met you before though, but man, some innovative shit going on around in the city. He's like a part of it that's happening amongst a lot of other people. So please introduce yourself.
I call myself CEO Chan. I own Taco Street Co. I own Lux Barber Lounge, and I'm working on XO Burger right now as we speak.
There we go, man. Appreciate you on the platform.
Appreciate you.
We got hella work going on. That's about to be coming up. But yeah, man. So first off, man, I'll just do a well-being check, man. How you doing? How's everything going on in your life right now?
Man, I'm living, man. I'm just grinding, man. Just working and staying focused. Tunnel vision.
Absolutely, man. Shouts out to DeMarco. He was in here. We was just having a good convo before. Man, I want to speak. I'm jumping early into it, man, but just because it's fresh on my mind, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
Man, why is that so important? Because you said something, you was like, bro, I don't never doubt myself ever at all, though. So, like, why is it so important for people to understand why, like, manifestation is needed for the mentality?
Well, it's power in words. I mean, what you speak usually manifests. So if you keep saying that you broke, believe it, you're gonna be broke. So, I never speak down on myself. I always speak positive thoughts. Every morning I do affirmations. And I've been doing this when I was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a habit I learned in prison. And then, I like to read. I do a lot of reading. I haven't been able to read as much as I would like to out here because, out here you living, you moving.
Mm-hmm.
And when you locked up, you just got nothing but time on your hands. So
yeah.
You just got a lot of downtime.
What's one of your most impactful books that you read that was like, that just stands out from everything else?
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker.
And why did that stand out? I mean, that's a great name, by the way.
He talks about manifestation. What are we talking about right now? It talks about manifestation. He talks about how we live in a world of duality. You got hot, you got cold, you got left, you got right. So we all live in a world of duality. So when you speak, I'm gonna take it back.
Okay.
In the beginning of the book, it talks about how we're programmed as a child. So I used to remember, would ask my mom for some money. And she'll be like, man, I ain't got no money. Or if I do, don't you tell God. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So them things, as a child, they stick to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you grow up, and we learn habits about money. Everything we learn about money is wrong. Every little thing we learn about money is wrong, man. And the more you get off into financial literacy, you start seeing it because other races, you got Italians, you got Irish, you got
Arab.
Yeah, Arabs.
Yeah.
They all are financial literate. We the ones that aren't, but we the biggest consumers in the world.
Exactly.
Soon as the money touch the black community, it stay in our hands probably an hour or two.
Going back into their hands of the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been talking about reparations, right?
Mm.
And I'm all for it. But if they was to give each person in the United States $1 million, that money within 10 years is gonna funnel right back to the elite. Because we're gonna spend it all. If you don't, when I used to sell drugs, I had a lot of money, but I never knew what to do with it.
Not investing in or nothing, just kind of
just don't know.
Doing what you probably seen with other people that sold narcotics did. It was just fancy fly shit, I assume.
That's the most we did with drug money was go buy a house, fix it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's small. You know what I'm saying? Like buying a house, that's easy. Man, why we can't be a hedge fund?
A lot of people don't know. I didn't really learn about just credit alone until I fucked my credit up.
Yeah.
Because my peoples didn't teach that to me at all, though. So it's crazy, though, because in the community, like I'm teaching my son just little bits and parts about savings and everything like that. But yeah, because I never sold drugs or nothing, but just my financial literacy was just killed. Like I had no clue. I read The Richest Man in Babylon, which kind of helped because so many people was talking about it. And you know, it just was you just had to develop that money conscious sense of like, all right, you gotta make the money, let it track to you, and learn how to save that shit. Because just spending like even during the pandemic, these niggas I don't know was getting checks, ran through it buying oldies, and you know they shoe game that went up, and then it's just like it faded away. It's just like niggas gotta find another gig, some shit like that.
So what I was about to say was it don't really matter how much money we get, because if we don't know how to invest it, or we don't know how to open businesses, and you know, credit is good, don't get me wrong, but the credit, getting good credit is easy. It's maintaining the credit. That's what's the hard part. Yeah. Because you got to pay your bills on time. You can't get a late payment, because a late payment will drop your score 30 points. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to be prompt on that shit. Like, for sure.
Yeah. Got to be.
Man, so speaking on your past a little bit, you mentioned that you was in prison. So going from having this lifestyle that you credit for yourself, living freely, and then for it to just be kind of stripped away, because we was talking on the phone, and essentially you was like, I was like, man, so you lost everything.
Everything. I lost everything. I had caught a Fed case. So, I never caught a Fed case. So all I know is they come and take everything from you. So I own 2 houses. Okay, when I caught the Fed case, I owned 2 houses free and clear. I put about $80,000 into one house. I gave it away. I sold it for $30,000 because I was so scared that the feds was gonna take it, and I wasn't gonna get nothing. Yeah, damn.
So $50,000 loss.
$50,000 loss. Then $25,000 to the lawyer, just to fight the case. Yep. So you can have a lot of money, but man, as soon as you catch that case, that money dwindle away fast. Yeah. So when I came home, I was sleeping on my homeboy's couch. Shout out to Chill. But yeah, I came home, I was sleeping on Chill's couch. My homeboy North, he dropped me off at prison, and he held all my stuff, man. My shoes, my clothes, my furniture. Well, I ain't had no furniture. I had a bedroom set. That's all I had left was a bedroom set. And when I came home, he had all of it. So 45 days after I came home, I got a job. I was so gun-ho on getting a job because when I was in prison, man, I was working for 30 cents an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so if you can get your labor and your time for 30 cents an hour, why you can't come home and work for $18 an hour? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I came home and I found a job. I went to a temp agency. I found a job building fire trucks. So I started there. It was in Urbana. I drove to Urbana every day, man.
Smooth 40, 45 minute drive.
Every single day. And I came home and my homeboy gave me a 2004 Impala. Man, I drove that Impala like it was a Range Rover. I didn't care about what nobody had to say or thought or nothing. Because, man, I've been locked up. I'm free now. I don't care what nobody got to say. I don't got no pride. Like, my ego gone. I lost all that when I got locked up and seeing how everybody did me when I got locked up. You know what I'm saying? So I built my credit up while I was in a halfway house. I cleaned it up. I built my credit up, got me a job. I worked that job, and I went and got me a Chrysler 300. I went and got a 2007. It was 2019. I went and got a 2017 Chrysler 300S, and I drove that all the way up until I started my business.
So when you wasn't incarcerated, how long did it take when you was in there to shift from like, all right, reality is kind of setting that you have to do this time, and then training your mind into like, all right, I got to make the best of this time? Like, was it instant when you got in there, or was it like a period of like, like trying to just let reality set? Like, how long did it take for you to start developing like this business sense? Because I'm assuming that's when it started kicking in of like learning more about money and everything like that.
Immediately, because I had the mindset. I knew how much time I had, so I knew I was going to do 3 years. So I went in there with the vision of, I'm never going to get this much time to myself, to work on myself ever again in life, unless I go to prison. So I took the mentality of I'm gonna treat it like college. Man, I probably got 15 certificates. I got a janitor certificate. I got a water treatment certificate. And I was just in there doing shit.
Yeah,
like,
just
I was
loading
just
up,
just doing shit.
Yeah,
like just in there taking classes. And I didn't. So when you in prison, man, and a lot of people been in prison. We know.
Mm-hmm.
When you in prison, you got the cool crew, like the in. It's like high school. You got the in crowd, like the people that's popping, and they getting food. They getting street food in. They got cell phones and stuff. I didn't indulge in none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I strictly focused on what I was gonna do. And I called you about doing a series with me. So in the series, I ain't just saying this. We gonna interview people I was locked up with, and they gonna tell you what type of person I was when I was locked up. Because everybody used to be like, man, all you do is sit in your bunk and read.
Yeah.
And man, I done talked to so many people. Every last one of them say, man, I wish I was doing what you was doing.
And how long was you in there?
3 years.
3 years. Golly, man. So I know when we was on the phone, when you called me before you got out, you was like, you vowed that you wasn't gonna touch the streets anymore.
Yeah.
So with that vow, when you got out, just for the people to hear, like, was there any temptation, even though you was at like a starting from ground zero with it?
Hell yeah, it was. Hell yeah. I'd be lying if I was to tell you it wasn't. Like, bro, listen. It's been times, man, where I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm sitting here on Instagram and Facebook and looking at everybody have fun, take trips, drive nice cars, taking pictures with they fine girls and shit. I'm sitting back like shit. I'm a nobody.
Man.
But I knew. I mean, I knew where I was headed. I was just certain. I'm like, soon as I get a break. If I see a hole, I'm taking it, and it's gonna be over with. If I ever get a chance, it's over.
Yeah.
And that's my mentality. You see how hard I'm going?
For sure. Yeah. Like, you got a lot going on. So what would you say was one of your biggest characteristics that you picked up from being incarcerated, though, that you didn't have before?
Mind your own business.
Simply.
Mind your own business. Like, don't indulge in gossiping. Because people in there, you can't say somebody hot, and what I mean hot, I guess that's a Fed slang. Hot mean you a snitch,
right?
You told. You cannot say that about nobody unless it's in black and white, and you got it in your possession
on the paperwork.
On the paperwork,
yeah.
It got to be in paperwork in your hands before you call somebody a snitch. That's just a no.
Yeah.
So it kind of taught me about respect. Like respect is at an all-time high in there. And cleanliness. You better be brushing your teeth every day. You better be taking a shower. Like, they don't play that because that's people home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't never coming home.
So they adjust to just having a routine of like just keeping their space comfortable as can be while they in there.
Exactly. That's their home.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's your home.
That's crazy to just like, this is my home for the rest of my life.
Man, that's your home. I mean, not even for the rest of your life. I was locked up with people that was locked up for 35 years. I was locked up with a guy that was on Noriega's case.
God.
Manuel Noriega.
Yeah, damn.
He was part of that, of the Contra. Yeah.
35?
He was down 35 years.
Yeah, man.
And when you talk to guys like that, they've been on what I'm on the whole bit, or at least 20 years of that 35. So they so knowledgeable about so much stuff, man. I learned, well, I can't say I learned it because I really wasn't interested, but I heard so many different aspects of knowledge, like straw man. And I don't know if you know what that is, but
no, I don't.
Okay, well, straw man is they talk about your birth certificate. When your mom signed the birth certificate, they pretty much sign you away to the government. We all signed away to the government. So you know how we got a debt ceiling, right? When the United States go borrow money, they borrow against your birth certificate. So it's based on us paying taxes. That's how they pay the loan back.
God damn.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah, that's wild.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
Well, just the analogy you signed to the government, like at fucking seconds year old. Like
the United States is a corporation.
That's
Yeah.
Man, so
President is our commander in chief. He's the CEO.
Yeah, fucking shit up now too.
Yeah.
Man, so I mean, not to stay on the incarceration, but this is just my curiosity. It just be sounding like when being in there, man, it's just a lot of smart individuals and networking that go on in there as well.
So in the feds, you got you locked up with millionaires. So where I was at, I was in West Virginia at Beckley. I was at a prison camp. Okay, so when you in a prison camp, you in there with a lot of white collar criminals. So man, I used to sit and have conversations with them, and this even gave me more motivation and made me even more cocky, because when you sit and talk to these guys, man, they ain't smarter than you. Like seriously, like you be looking at them like, how you get $1 million? Like, if you can do it, I know I can do it.
Definitely. Damn.
Yeah.
So, so you do your bid, you get out, you work in the the regular job type vibe, and what year did you bought your food truck, which is what transitioned into?
I bought my food truck in 2020.
Well, okay, so let's even go into like the reason they're even getting the food truck, like in picking tacos.
Well, my mom got a taco recipe where we fry the corn tortillas.
Right.
So it's not like, okay, so you know how the Taco Bell got their corn tortilla?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can buy it at Walmart. Kroger. You can't buy these nowhere but from me, Taco Street.
Okay.
And you can try to duplicate them, but you ain't gonna be able to do it because it's a technique to be able to even fry them. You can't even fry them.
It's not just throwing it in the grease.
No, it ain't that easy.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare them before you put them in the fryer.
Okay.
Okay, so I used to make them all the time, and every time I made them, man, people used to be like, "Man, make some more of them tacos." So when I was locked up, okay, so you know Fat Sean?
Yeah.
Me and Fat Sean was in the same prison. So I was telling Fat Sean, he was like, I said, "Man, I'm gonna get me a taco truck when I get home." He bust out laughing. He was like, "Boy, you were losing your mind up in here." So listen,
not at all.
So about 6 months ago, he came up to the restaurant. He said, "Man, I really thought you was lost your mind, but I see the vision." He was
Clearly,
like, I ain't see this. I'm like, yeah, I tried to tell you.
Yeah, man. So so the process of getting that food truck, and then really at that point, you just betting on yourself. Mm-hmm. So was it a process of like, as soon as you got the truck, you would just say, "Fuck the job"?
Oh yeah, I quit the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quit the job immediately. As soon as so I applied for a loan. Remember, I was telling you this was my plan.
Build the credit.
Build my credit up. I knew I wasn't going to jump back in the street, so how am I going to get some money to even get started?
Right.
So when I got home, I jumped on YouTube. Oh. And I just started looking up, how can you get a loan? How can you get these loans? Who giving out loans? I applied for a loan. I got it. I went and bought a food truck. It was a small food truck. And it was so small, I outgrew it in probably like 45 days. I sold it to North. I sold the food truck to North, the small one he got.
Yeah, that's what he using now, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sold that to him.
Yeah.
I went on.
Wait, but in 45 days, you outgrew that truck.
Yeah.
And then, you supposed to say Facebook?
I went on Facebook Marketplace and found me a plain box truck. And me and North drove. I forgot, it was some hick town outside of Dayton. We drove there. I think it was like New Carlisle or something. Mm-hmm. We drove there. I looked at it. I bought it. I brought it back and built it up. I built my own food truck.
Visionary, man. Yeah. So after scaling up the business, what were some tactics that you used to to expand your brand and your business? Like
social media and consistency. That's the most important thing. If you come and buy some food from me, I don't care what you buy from me today, it's gonna taste the same next month.
Period.
It's gonna taste exactly the same. I'm big on systems, and that's the reason why I'm not in my business working, because I'd rather work on it than work in it.
Yeah.
So I'm big on systems. I'm good at creating a system. So my seasoning, I mastered my seasoning. It's a blend. So I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and all you gotta do, you'll never know my recipe. So all you have to do, I wrote on the bucket, you need 2 cups of this seasoning on 10 pounds of ground turkey.
Yeah.
Or 2 cups on 10 pounds of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
down to a science.
Somebody from high school can come in there and run my restaurant.
Yeah.
Because I got it down to a system. So it's going to be the same. The taste going to be the same. Everything going to be the same.
It's just continuous.
Yep.
Man, so with all the businesses that you have and what you have coming up, how do you balance all of that as like just with you, the one that's building the system, and you running 3, like how do you balance the stress or if it gets overwhelming at times?
It don't, because it's like Bill Gates. Bill Gates don't build software. He don't build the Windows software. He hired people to do that.
Yep.
And that's what I do. I just follow his same system, or all the other millionaires' same system.
Mm-hmm.
I duplicate what they do because they already done it.
Right.
So you hire people to do what you need them to do.
Yeah.
And then you can go work on something else.
But your system got to be A1 on point.
It got to be
to where you can walk away.
Yeah.
And like you said, a high schooler can come in there and just same formula, same format every trip.
Yep. And you can't micromanage people. And I think for me coming from the streets and being in the drug gang, you learn how to manage people. I think that's my biggest asset in business is I'm good at managing people. Because when you in the streets, man, you might get a big load. I might have 5 bricks sitting around, but I can call you and be like, man, I'm down the last 1 brick, man. You better come and grab it because it ain't gonna be here long. Knowing I got 5 sitting right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you just gotta learn how to persuade people.
Mm-hmm. All the persuasion.
That's it.
To get them to hop on it, but you already got a strategy behind how you getting it off.
Yep.
The urgency of like, damn, I gotta go get that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about you got the spot in the food hall, Social Tap. Let's talk about how did you get in there and started to scale that up to, solidify being in there?
Okay, so I'm gonna take it back. I had caught COVID in 20. Okay, this is when I started looking for the food truck. I had a job. When I caught COVID, I had a job. So as I was getting over COVID, I quit my job when I got approved for the loan. So I called Tay Winston.
Mm.
I called
Shouts
her.
out to Tay.
Yeah, so that's my best friend. So I called her. I said, "Hey Tay, I'm thinking about buying a food truck. Could I come to the marketplace and set up?" And she like, "Yeah." She was like, "Hey, you should have a grand opening." So man, my grand opening was a disaster, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, it was a disaster.
As far as like just a crowd not being there, or just
no, the crowd was there. The crowd.
So just a disaster of.
So let me explain. I bought this food truck from this Russian guy on the east side, man. He built food trucks. The food truck was trash. So I get to this is my first time ever running a food truck. North was helping me.
Yeah.
So I get to the marketplace, the fryer don't work. That's what the main
for
thing
the recipe. For the
tacos.
Yep.
So now I'm selling, and then I'm selling corn tortillas instead of flour. People in Dayton like flour tortillas.
Yeah, corn tortillas is the authentic. Yeah, like that's what I like.
I'm putting everything on corn tortillas, so everybody was like, "Ugh, this ain't it."
Right.
I was hearing them. Hey, listen, bro, I was hearing them talk about me. I'm like, "Oh man, this is a disaster." So guess what I did? I went and got my food truck fixed. I went and bought a new fryer. Man, I pulled up by myself. Well, me and my sons pulled right back up over there. I jumped on social media and said, "Free tacos." I gave away 1,000 tacos, and I got them back. But I did it.
Ain't anybody gonna turn down no free.
But look, I went back to the drug game. When you got a pack, you give the fiends free samples.
Yeah, testers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get them.
Yep.
I did the exact same thing with food.
Okay.
That's how I got them back. When they tasted them tacos, because I knew what I had. I knew the product I had. I knew it was going to sell.
Yeah.
But nobody tasted it. And wasn't nobody going to just give me another chance. Ain't nobody finna come and just spend their money with you when you blew it the first time.
Right.
So I did that, man, and it was up.
Word of mouth spread.
It was up.
So back to getting in the social tap.
Mm-hmm. So while I was out there, okay, so that when I went back and did that, I started going back twice a week. So in the process of me sitting there, I was sitting in the parking lot of the food hall now. Where the patio at, that used to be a parking lot.
I remember, yeah.
I was sitting right there. And maintenance man, Greg, he came over there. And he was like, he bought some tacos. He was like, man, they building a food hall right here. You should try to get in there.
And you right in the parking lot.
I'm in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, who I talk to? He was like, Erica. So I called Tay. I said, Tay, who was Erica? She was like, she over right Dunbar. I said, man, I need to get in the food hall. I need to get up in here. So she was like, all right, I put her in touch with you. Erica called me. She set me up with the builders of the food hall. So me and North bought an office. We bought a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew this was going to be impressive to them. It was 27 applicants after I found out, and they picked me. So I had them come to the office. I set up my food truck in the parking lot like I was selling tacos.
Okay.
He came. I had him making tacos. They interviewed me. We just chopping it up. He looking at my library, my book collection, and that's when he knew I was different. He was like, you different. He's like, you different from everybody I interviewed. And we talking about books. I can talk about a book in depth because I read probably about 300 of them while I was locked up.
Yeah.
So I'm telling him about books. I'm giving him
Game
ideas
on.
on books
Yeah.
to read.
It went from not even talking too much about
The tacos
to just
I sold myself.
Yeah. Yep. That's clutch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I got in the food hall.
So did he even taste the food though?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
His wife tastes the food. They love the food, but he was more in love with me than the food.
Right.
And to this day, he tells me, he was like, I don't invest in business. I invest in people.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. And this is his motto. This is what he do. He invests in people. He don't invest in businesses. He's like, he invests in people. If you're a good person, then your business is gonna succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his motto. And it's to this day.
That makes sense. And then, like you said, for you to sell yourself, that's because I see myself doing that and realizing that's what I did after. But that's what builds the connection, relationship better than just like, yo, I can come in here and just make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you still be like frequently using food trucks still? Like
I sold it last year.
Okay, so it's just straight social tap, 3rd Street. What is it, 1100?
1100 West 3rd.
West 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, so cause now, you know, it's like you just moving strategically or like on that block of like you said, like when did you open the barbershop?
I opened the barbershop October of last year.
Okay.
Yep. I opened the barbershop because my son was working on Gettysburg. He was working at King's, him and his friends.
The white building?
Yep.
Yeah, that's been there for a minute.
Wash.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. I used to get cut in there a minute. Yeah. My man Biko was in there.
Yep. So my son who was his name is Ant the Artist, Quan Cuts and Timmy Cuts. So they was all working at King's, and it was the barbershop was called Flawless, but I never used to see nobody go in there. It was like a dark. So I asked Erica, I called Erica like, hey, what's going on with that barbershop? And she was like, they about to leave. You want it? I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, show me your business plan and how you gonna pay for it, how you gonna be able to renovate it, and what you gonna do. I showed her all that. I got it. I signed the lease, me and my son, and shoot, I went up in there and renovated the whole barbershop.
Yeah, and it sounds like you just putting together generational wealth though. So
yeah,
because I'm assuming with them being in there so much, they kind of facilitating and running it.
Man, I don't even go in there.
Period.
That's
crazy.
I don't even go in there. They run the whole show. You know, they got their own clientele too. So
right.
They just in there, man. They grinding, man. They young. I didn't help Quan and Timmy purchase new cars. within 2 months of them being up under me, they didn't both purchase BMWs. They 21 years old. They driving around in BMWs like they doing good.
Scaling up, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning. Like,
right, yeah, 21 and just doing that.
Yeah.
Man, so your business sense, like, so are you the one that's like putting these plans together and everything by yourself, or do you got a team of people that help you as well?
No, I do everything myself.
And
I'm my own think tank. I'm my own business plan writer. I'm my own marketer. I do my own videos. I do my own recipes. I taste my own food, and then I got a cook. His name is Juan. So Juan, he a good cook. So I show him something one time. I don't gotta show him no more.
Right. Damn.
Yeah, he just knock it out.
So, and I ask that because I think people need to know the importance of, like, man, you really, like, to me, my motto of like why I always started doing stuff was because the difference between of like who's doing it and me not doing it is they just took the time to learn.
Yeah.
So, but you took the initiative to learn all of these business aspects and, you know, strategies and everything like that, just off curiosity and just trying to build it up by yourself.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm asking is, it's like, how do you, like, damn, man, this is like a personal question because it's you actually talking to me as well, though. But man, just how do you just keep learning to, what's the driving force for you to just still just keep trying to learn everything day by day, like by yourself? Like, because with no college degree or nothing like that, and after being incarcerated, losing everything, man, you bounce back like fucking crazy though. So
yeah, I mean, I got a drive in me though. I don't know. I think it's just got to be in you, like, cause I had this drive even when I was in the streets. Like, once you used to a certain lifestyle, man, it's hard to go back. It's hard to be poor, man. And for real, like you used to this certain lifestyle. Like, I'm big on freedom, and I know I can't get freedom without money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go travel. Man, my dream is to just call my woman and say, hey, we flying to Paris today to have lunch. That's my dream, to be able to do that. Not to go to Paris, just to be able to have the freedom to do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. One of my biggest things, if it makes sense, but one of my biggest things is just having the option to say no. To me, that's just like, I could buy that house if I want to, but no, like I'll wait on it. Like, so that's one of my biggest dreams though. Like you said, and then the word freedom really stand out because that's all it is. Like North was just telling me, he was like, bro, you just gotta get in the position to where, you know, on any occasion you can just be like, man, fuck it, I get it done by myself.
Yeah,
like
you got to.
Yeah.
If you listen, man will let you down every single time if you dependent on him. You ain't gonna let yourself down.
Not at all.
At all.
Not at all. And that's,
you know where you're trying to go. You know what you got to do. Like, people move on their time. Mm-hmm. So you gonna move on your time, and you know your time is urgent.
Very valuable too.
You know what I'm saying? So you gonna move how you supposed to move. You ain't gonna cheat yourself. You ain't gonna shortcut yourself. You gonna move exactly how you need to move, and it ain't nothing but chess.
If you got that mind state though.
Yeah, like you gotta have a mindset.
Yeah, you have to have it, because that's another thing. It ain't no shortcut to the success or the riches though. So it definitely, because people think I went to school for videography. I learned that shit from YouTube.
Really?
Hell yeah. I went to college for entertainment business because I was trying to be a manager.
I thought you went to school for that.
Not at all, man. I was
good, man.
I appreciate it.
You good.
Man, I went down. I went down to Full Sail. And they had a cinematography class. Like, we had class. Like, our classmates was different people in different degrees. And I seen homie with this camera, and I seen the quality he was doing with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, like, this camera shit. This was like 2011. I'm like, man, this camera shit, like, crazy, producing like crazy quality like that. Yeah. So shit, in the middle of like classes and shit like that, I'm on YouTube just looking up new cameras, like how to do this and that. And I graduated, but by that time I was ready to get in the field with just videography.
Man, but that's how I learned a lot of stuff though, man. I got YouTube University. That's the best. That's the
Yo.
best way to learn. Like,
Yep.
you
And
might have to watch about 5 or 6 videos and take a piece out of here, take a piece out of that one, and take a piece out of that one, and put it together. But you gonna learn something.
yeah, for sure. And man, you just really gotta just have the patience to sit there and just like really obtain the knowledge and learn it, because I got discouraged plenty of times, but it just was like nah, like you said, it's just a feeling. It's like nah, bro, like it's too many resources out here to just not be able to have like the hustle hand, and like you don't got to go to school for it. Like so, I didn't go to school for it at all.
I ain't, man. Honestly, I ain't no advocate of college, and I mean I'm gonna tell you why. Because college teach you how to be a worker. It don't teach you how to be a boss.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't teach you how to run a business. It don't teach you financial literacy. It teach you to work for somebody. So I ain't a big fan of no college. And plus, it puts you in debt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just ain't a big fan of college. Like, a skill, now, yeah, I'm a fan of learning a trade, like electrician or a plumber. Because all those can venture off into being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough of us that own our own business. It ain't enough of us, and we a lot of us own business, but they so on a small scale, like the restaurant I'm building right now. This is $1 million restaurant.
when you said the numbers, I was thinking like that's a smooth million just going into.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah,
it's $1 million restaurant.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be. My name is attached to it, so I feel like if my name gonna be attached to it, it got to be big. That's just how I think of myself. I ain't thinking
because your brand is big as well, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But you look. So I was talking to my mentor. Matter of fact, it was yesterday. He owns a multi-million-dollar development company, and he owns the food hall. Mm-hmm. So we was talking, and he told me, he is like, Chan, you a brand. He said, you don't own a business, you are the business. He said, and it's the same with me. He said, I've been told that many times. He's like, I don't own a business. I am the business.
Yep.
And then I go back to my favorite rapper, Jay-Z. He said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yep. Classic line.
Yeah. So, it makes sense. And it clicked to me when he said it to me. So that's why I called you. And I said, PESO, man, I want to do a series, Life of a Serial Entrepreneur.
Yep.
Because I realize now that I am the business. And people support business, but they support people before they support your business.
Absolutely. Taking that liking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and just going back to the college thing, I think the biggest thing I got from college is the relationships that I formed from it.
Yeah.
Because I was able to, I still got people in Orlando, Atlanta, like New York, like LA.
Yeah.
And that helped me scale up my videography because these people was vouching for me in these cities. Mm-hmm. And, I just, relationships is so real.
Relationships important.
And having a mentor, because North is my mentor. So having a mentor or just having somebody that's willing to give you the game.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like
North was my mentor in the restaurant industry. North been
doing it for a minute.
Yeah, he been having Agnes for, I think, 13 years. So, man, listen, bro, I never had a job in my life. I've been in the streets since I was 16, man. Okay, so I'm going to give you a rundown on my life. At 16, I moved out my mama's house. Okay. At 17, I went to prison. I did 4 years in state prison. In high school, I went to prison in high school. I got my GED in prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got out. And that's what I've been in the streets my whole life. I've never had a job until I got to prison. That's when I worked in prison.
30 cents.
30 cents an hour.
God, that's blasphemy, man.
Yeah. So I never worked in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So the food truck kind of trained me to get ready for a restaurant. So I honestly, if someone never worked in the restaurant industry, I would advise them to get on a food truck first. Because it'll teach you. It'll teach you how to handle food. You go get your Serve Safe certification, and it'll teach you about the how to handle food like chicken. Chicken is the nastiest thing that you can touch. You can't if we put chicken on the table right here, before you put something else on that, you got to clean it off. You got to sanitize it and everything because it'll transfer poisons to anything like lettuce, any kind of vegetable, anything. Like it's the nastiest thing ever.
What's that? Was it salmonella or something?
Salmonella,
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. So basically, being in a small space, working in a food truck, like, I guess I guess because it get intense, you got to be quick on your feet of how to do everything, process everything, clean everything, and that small space.
Yeah, and then you'll learn the system too, because you got to get that food out fast to them customers.
Right.
They don't like waiting, so that food truck teach you a system how to push your food out pretty fast.
Yeah. Oh damn, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
That makes sense, man. All right, so. What's the next plans though? I know we got EXO coming up. That's gonna be man, I can't wait for that to open though. But man, what the future hold for you as far as like any new endeavors or anything that you're trying to obtain?
Man, honestly, I want to get to Columbus. I want to be on High Street. I want to put Taco Street on High Street. That's what I really want to do, man. I want to get to a bigger city. So you gotta think about it. Dayton has 140,000 people. Columbus got 1 million. The bag is different in Columbus.
50 minutes up the way.
The bag different.
Yeah.
The bag gonna be different. You get to Columbus and get on High Street, the bag just gonna be different.
Nah, it's going up. On High Street, if you know High Street in Columbus, it's like the heart.
But I mean, I can do it though.
Yeah.
So look, you gotta think about it. I got $1 million restaurant, XO Burger, which is gonna be a. Let me tell you, I'm tell them about XO Burger a little bit.
Go ahead.
So XO Burger is gonna be gourmet. I'm gonna sell gourmet burgers. It's got a full bar in it. So it's gonna be located on the corner of 3rd and Broadway, the old Ohio Long Pond. So it's got a big old patch of grass right there on Broadway and 3rd. That I'm gonna pave that all the grass. I'm just gonna pave all of it, and we're gonna cut the side of the building out, and we're gonna put a glass garage door up there.
Yeah.
And we're going to have double doors, just like the food hall.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to build up to like a rooftop. It's going to get a rooftop vibe. So if you ever been to Mika's Mall, you ever been to Mika's Mall in Cincinnati?
Mm-mm.
Okay, what about the Dayton Beer Company downtown? It's got like a rooftop.
Is that the one by the Dragon Stadium?
Yep.
Nah, I just seen that though. Like I rode past it.
Under the bottom, you can sit and eat, but you also can go up the stairs and go up to the top.
Okay.
That's how XO Burger gonna be. You can get on the stairs and go up to the top, and it's gonna give you that rooftop vibe.
Yeah.
And we need that, man. We need that over there in Dayton. Like we need that on the west side of Dayton because we don't have nothing. So this gonna be for us. It ain't just mine. It's everybody's. So
yeah.
Come, man. Enjoy. Eat good, drink good, and then I'm gonna have Dayton's first speakeasy. I'm building a speakeasy in the basement. It's gonna have a secret door. You go in the door, and you're gonna go into a lounge, and it's gonna be a vibe.
That's gonna be the most intriguing thing. I mean, with the food as well, but they don't gotta speak easy though.
No.
So that
be the first speakeasy.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing though.
Yeah.
Like, because if you know,
be owned by a black man.
There it is. Man, I just love the way that section of the city right there is really like, you know, shouts out to Oregon and everything they building up downtown, but it's just like right there is just enough traction and just, we got to go on 3rd Street and then you just walk up and down. Like, I really like how y'all building it up because y'all definitely are creating like a new canvas of like things to do on the west side.
Yeah. Well, it ain't just that though, man. Okay, so you got. Okay, on top of me is Tashana. She owns I forgot the name of her salon downtown, but Tashana gonna be above me. She gonna have a hair salon up above me.
In the same in
that same building.
Okay.
I got the first floor and the basement. She got the upstairs. It looked like it's apartments upstairs, but it's not. It's gonna be her studio for a salon. Next to me is empty, so I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Next to that one is gonna be Soka, owns a Caribbean place.
Yeah.
He's doing a deli, like a Subway. He's gonna do a little deli right there. Then next to him is Jeff Jackson and Dallas Webster. They living right Dunbar. They gonna put a cigar lounge in there. And the cigar lounge is gonna be crazy.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah, so those 3 buildings are gonna be up and running at least by January.
Your EXO too?
I'm trying to get EXO up by Halloween.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get going.
Period.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, man. And I love this conversation too because it's just so inspirational. Just like, man, I gotta say it, bro. For you to have lost everything and then to bounce back like that, it's no excuse to getting success.
No, it ain't no excuse.
Like,
man.
it's no excuse. Yeah.
But like I said in my last interview, bro, it's hard for people to be a nobody for a year or two than to be somebody forever. It's just hard to do that because there's so much temptation, man. Like, seriously, man, you got all these beautiful women around here, and the guy who wearing the jewelry, the guy who got the nice car, the guy who got the money to take them on trips, them the ones who they gonna look at them first before they look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the good girls are already taken, so we left with,
whatever. Yeah.
We left with.
All right, man. So before we wrap, man, I ask everybody this: what is a good quote or a piece of advice that you live off of?
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Whew. Yeah, damn. Ain't no wrong answer, but I like that one. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yep. If you slacking in any part of your life or you take anything for granted in your life, okay. So I'm gonna go back. Me and my buddy was having a conversation earlier before I got here. So he having problems in his relationship. And I said that to him. I said, bro, how you do anything is how you do everything. I said, if you a slacker in life, you're going to slack in your relationship too.
Makes sense. It's just well-rounded, just everything within your life that you do.
Man, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you always shortcutting and trying to find the easy way out, your life going to be that.
Yeah.
Your life is going to be that, bro. You cannot cheat the system. Like, you cannot cheat the process. You got to go through the bumps, the bruises, the heartache. You got to go through it to be a better person.
Yeah, I remember my man told me something like that too. Like, you got to sacrifice a couple summers for forever.
Yeah.
Like, when he said that, it just was like, yeah, bro. Like, you got to
sacrifice 5 summers.
Yeah.
Because I sacrificed 3 of them and then came home and sacrificed 2.
Yeah. And it's paying off, man.
Yeah. Man,
I appreciate the conversation, bro.
I appreciate you.
The gems that was dropped in here, like I said, this was informal for me as well. And man, bro, I'm a part of your journey now. We got some work that we about to be doing. And man, bro, it's going up. It's going up. All right, Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Y'all keep dreaming. We out.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.